guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome to the weekend preview ahead of this weekend's even Premier League football. We will have a little bit of a channel update at the end in terms of a schedule, but for now we'll get to business here for the weekend preview. Now, first of all, last week Klosayev with the Golden Cup, so backing up his sort of joint Golden Cup effort of week one, wins it on week two, and then if we have a look over here at the leaderboard, He's leading the way now ahead of Webby's Whites and Gaz Monster with our defending champion Wolfman, making a move up 4 spots there to 7th. So, this week's games. What are we going to do? Arsenal versus Brighton. Brighton's had a good start, or maybe a little bit quietly. I don't think they're good enough to beat Arsenal, though, are they? Brentford versus Southampton. Yeah, I don't really rate Southampton this season. Everton, I don't rate them either. I thought they were going to be decent this year, like a typical Sean Dyche side, hard to break down. And well, they're not that, are they? At home against a Bournemouth side, though, you do wonder if maybe they ground out a 1-0. They actually get a Sean Dyche performance out of them. Ipswich versus Fulham. Does Ipswich beat Fulham at home? Probably, maybe a draw. Leicester versus Villa. I'm not 100% sure what to make of Villa yet this season, but I kind of have to pick them to win, don't I? I mean, they're not going to get relegated or anything, but yeah, just not quite sure what to make of them. Forest versus Wolves. Yeah, Wolves I thought they were going to go down last year, and they did brilliantly, I thought. And this year, yeah, maybe it's going to catch up with them. West Ham versus City. It's difficult to see anybody getting City at this point, isn't it? Chelsea versus Crystal. I mean, I don't know what to make of Chelsea either. I mean, they almost got knocked out by Servette, didn't they, in the Europa Conference League? So, yeah, difficult to know. Palace, though, have been disappointing as well. So maybe, yeah, it's a bit of a home win. When in doubt, just pick a home 1-0, really, isn't it? Newcastle versus Spurs. This could be a fun game. Let's go 3-3. And if I get that right, I'm going to look like a genius. And then this weekend, Manchester United versus Liverpool. I've got to say, I've not been too impressed by Manchester United this season. Liverpool, I've actually not seen them play because of cricket. Probably 1-1. It's probably a draw, isn't it? Both teams relatively happy with a point out of that one. So there we go. Those are my predictions. Most people looks like they've done theirs, but if not, don't forget, obviously. And just a quick reminder too, I'll leave a link in the description. Free to join, more the merrier. And you do have up until kickoff of the game to pick. It's not like a hard cutoff like fantasy football. If you miss the first game, you can still pick the rest. So just FYI on that one. Now, let's go and have a look at our fantasy league. So last week, it was Philip making massive gains, a 92-point week, fairly well across the board. We had decent weeks as well, so that's all good, and it's still obviously very close early on here, but Roy Chapman is still leading the way, so well done to you, sir. And my team for this week, I'm not going to make any changes, I don't think. Yeah, there's a couple of Crystal Palace players here that are on their last rights, but we'll stay with it. I think we'll keep Palmer as captain with Chelsea at home. Yeah, Isaac might have a decent day. I've got to turn my phone off when I'm doing a recording, don't I? Now, one thing I will need to do, I think, is get rid of Pickford in goal. But again, we'll give it one more week. And if you haven't impressed me after 3 weeks, it's probably time to go, isn't it? So yeah, we might leave it at that. Do I put Rodgers in? And if I do, who do I take out? No, we'll leave him on the bench because he might have a good game if he's on the bench. So that is that. And again, a quick update. Week on in fantasy baseball. It is still Canadian Blizzard leading the way. That lead cut back a little bit. Certainly not after yesterday's game day based on those points, but looks maybe a little bit closer. It's quite a good battle, especially for these minor places here. There's Orpington Nidlings. I really want to try and get past you if I can, but it might be a little bit late in the season here. Still a month to go, I think, isn't it? End of end of September is when things wrap up in the baseball regular season. So that is how that is shaping up. Now, speaking of baseball regular season, and I did want to just do a quick sort of channel update in terms of what's happening. The AVR, instead of doing sort of every day a week, I'm going to start and cut that back as of next week. So I'm thinking probably the Friday episode will not be AVR, and there'll be something else in its place. I am going to do, and I did mention this on the Discord, I am going to do some more Other Park baseball. I've got to take on the White Sox, don't I? They're the worst team I think anybody's ever seen, and I want to see, surely I can't do any worse. So once the regular season for baseball is wound up, or we're getting close to the end of it, so we know what I'm sort of aiming at, then Out of the Park baseball will come back. Jousting Manager is still going to happen. It might even be something that starts to happen next week. The issue I have with sort of nailing down a bit of a more exact schedule is my wife's a high school teacher. If people don't know, summer holidays here in the UK are finishing. The first few months, but especially the first week or two, are really, really hectic. There's sort of parent induction nights she has to stay behind for, and parent teacher nights and all that kind of stuff that goes on. So it's difficult to know exactly what I'm going to have time to do. So that's sort of where it's at. And like I say, once things settle down a couple of weeks, then I'll be able to more definitively actually sort of publish a schedule. But the one thing that is definitely happening, AVR will be back to 4 episodes, and there'll be something else in its place. And Jousting Manager is still coming. I've just got to get around to recording sort of an episode before of the early access, and then once it's released proper, then we'll have a proper go at it. So yeah, hopefully that is information that everybody finds useful. Don't forget to do your tips and update your fantasy teams, and I will see you hopefully in another video soon. Take care.